So basically, it's like, fears. So are your fears keeping you sick, basically? Because, as long as we have fear, that's what we are creating in our body. We have all the adrenaline things and all. So, do you I've seen that when we talk about fear, or when I ask people, what do you fear? Most people, they just go blank. But at the same time, when the fear comes up, there's a lot of, like, we operate under a lot of fears. So just the word fear, most people would associate it with like fear of cockroaches or fear of lizards or something like that. But fear is a much more thing, right? So you have anything around fear? Like,
I think it's more fear of uncertainty, right? That is what is the biggest fear.
okay.
The the fear of not knowing how things are gonna, fear of the worst case kind of scenario, it's like fear of uncertainty, I would say.
Okay.
We as human beings want to be sure and certain about things,
Sure, sure. What else?
which comes from
Mm.
control. Mhm.
No, also fear, sometimes you have intuition and
Okay.
then you fear that that will be manifested because, as Cryon says, we all have this field, and we anticipate things, we see things.
Hmm.
In fact, it is a fear of knowing also the truth. That also is very, yeah, that also is very gripping
Hmm.
because really, the more you see, the more you know what's going to happen, and that's something that comes up for me. I try to block that, and many times it's nice things also, but I can see so much so clearly, and yes, it is fear, it does cause fear for me many times because I can see it so clearly.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like to be in that zone of, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, exactly. I try and push it away. Let's do something materialistic. Let's just go eat something nice and, not kind of tune into all that.
Okay, okay.
Because it
So,
comes so naturally. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And somebody said, it's a stop energy and fear of taking the step towards my goal. So, like, so this comes to fear of success, fear of failure. And,
Right.
when I used to speak to people, more than fear of failure, people had fear of success. That,
Yes.
what if I'm successful, then what's going to happen? So even though
Mm.
you're asking for something, that I would like to have this, but at the same time, at the back of your mind, you have this fear of, but what if it happens, then what's going to happen? Like, in that, just to give a very simple example in that, is like, if somebody who is in a corporate job, they want to have a promotion or something like that. But then, at the back of their mind is, but what if I get a promotion? Then I'll have to work more hours, and then I will have more responsibility, and then, there will be much more job pressure and so on. So that's like where fear of success is showing up for them. Okay.
Also, I have this thing about pre-thinking. Every time I'm thinking, that fear, if I am thinking about this, okay, as I go and do some job or score or whatever it is, that I will start having my back pain, yeah, headache or my rise of BP.
Okay. So like, you think about physical conditions which will happen if you do certain activities.
Right, right.
Okay, okay, good. So, you know what? Let's do this thing. We'll go through like a circle.
Nilofer, if I can just add, sorry, if we
Hmm.
can just add fear of making decisions and going wrong.
Fear of going wrong. Okay. Fear of
That is
making wrong
huge.
decisions, right? Okay, okay.
I mean, to start with, the fear of making decision, and sometimes it's so true, strong intuition, like Nilangi was saying, and like my gut feel is like, do it because I get awarenesses and like, okay, if I stay with it for a few days and it's not as exciting, then I leave it. But sometimes the gut says, like, do it. And then I'm like, oh, what if it turns out the other way? Is now the time? Then the doubts start coming, you know? So that
Okay.
is something big.
Okay, good. So what we'll do is we'll go through a circle and we'll go through each one and you say your fear and you're going to
Hmm.
say your fear in the tat pose, you know. So we'll basically go through step one and step two of the tat where you know you're saying your fear in the tat pose, okay? So who wants to go first? So the tat pose is your ring finger and your thumb. You hold it like this, and your middle finger is in the center of your forehead, and the other hand is on your nape, like that. Okay. So who wants to go first? Anybody? Um, who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
I have fear of making decisions
Fear of making decisions. So
and
everything that
fear of them being wrong.
Okay, everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with making wrong decisions happened. Switch your hands. So the hand which was in the front goes to the back and then reverse. This fear of making decisions and them being wrong happened. It's over. I'm okay.
Okay.
I can relax now and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. So, what came up for you after this?
Fear of being judged.
Fear of being judged. Okay, that's like a huge fear for everyone. So let's
Yeah,
put,
because if you make a wrong decision, you will be judged. Yeah.
okay. So everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of being judged happened. Like if you make a wrong decision, you will be judged. Switch your hands. This happened, it's over. I'm okay, I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with fear of being judged. Like if I make a wrong decision, I will be judged. And relax. Now, what is there?
Fear of knowing the truth.
Fear of knowing the truth. Okay, let's put your hands in the pose. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of knowing the truth happened. Switch your hands. This happened, it's over. I'm okay, I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with fear of knowing the truth. And relax. This one is like a really big one for me also. And like, you know, I always just like that statement applies so well to me, ignorance is bliss. So let's do that also. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with ignorance is bliss happened. Switch your hands. Ignorance is bliss happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with ignorance is bliss. And relax. Anything else?
Fear of being deceived.
Fear of being deceived. Okay. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of being deceived happened. Switch your hands. Fear of being deceived happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with fear of being deceived. And relax. Mom, you have anything?
I think it's fear of trusting people too much and then being let down.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. So trusting people too much and then being let down. So everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. This happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with fear of trusting people too much and then being let down by them. And relax.
Okay, I got one big, I mean, fear of being stopped by my storyline.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so put your hands in the pose. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of being stopped by my storyline or karma or destiny or fate happened.
Or attacks.
Or attacks happened. Switch your hands. This fear of being stopped by my storyline, destiny, karma, or attacks happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, or connect with this. Relax.
Anybody has something?
What came up for me at some point was that I will be killed if I don't fit into the box of this reality.
Hmm.
So I will be killed if I don't fit into the box of this reality, or I will be lynched, or I will be excommunicated. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over, I'm okay. I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. And then the other thing that came up for me was that, if I speak my truth, I will be thrown out from the group or the community or the organization. So,
Something that came up for me was about the storyline.
hmm,
I mean, storyline even real, and how much are we buying into it, and all the fear around? I don't know how to explain, but I
okay,
mean, this whole doubt about story.
okay. So let's put our
I mean, the
hand.
whole storyline that we bought into.
Story about the storyline. Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah.
put your hands in the pose.
Oh, nice.
Uh, uh, all the story about the storyline and all the doubts and everything that has been impelled on us about the storyline. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And then just switch your hands. This thing about I will be thrown out if I speak my truth. I'll be thrown out of the group, organization, community. So everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax.
All the
All this
doubts, all the
impelled.
shit about storyline.
Sorry?
I said all the doubts about us
Hmm.
because of the shit about story, because of shitty storyline concept.
Okay, okay, good. Gayatri?
And just adding to what Ritu said, it's connected to that in a way. Um, how the forces will, or the spirit will make sure that you stick to the storyline.
Hmm.
And this whole the fear of being a puppet, is like so pathetic and so pointless.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, there is fear and like, okay, total surrender, which is
Okay.
like fear that it's not true, hope it's not true,
Hmm.
fear that it is true.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know how to put it. You got it
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So all that, just keep it in your mind, and everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with all this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. What else?
Gosh, that was so heavy. It's like this no choice universe, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also this whole nonsense about, what's the point of doing anything because, the storyline hasn't said it. And then you hear, when you listen to Cran and say, okay, you're the one who's responsible. So the way it takes us away from creating our own lives the way we are meant to and just being subservient to what somebody says, do yes, do no, all of those shitty stuff,
Hmm.
asking the rod, and
Hmm.
then I don't know, like, all of that glop around that.
Yeah, yeah. So all of that, Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. And switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, or connect with this. And relax.
Sure, this
Sometimes,
is really good.
sometimes it's just clearing very fast because, like, you know, some of those things just clear fast. Some things are like taking time, but it's all good. Okay, what else? Yeah, it's good stuff. It's like stuff we all have, and it's finally like getting cleared.
And the more we are clearing, when I listen to the, links that you send on YouTube, Lee Carroll,
Hmm.
I'm able to comprehend and get what he's saying so much faster than I could. It was like I used to block him, I couldn't even listen to understand what he was saying. Now I'm just getting it so fast. There's a lot of clearing. These sessions are really helping me
Yeah,
clear all those old programs. Yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean,
couldn't listen to him.
yeah, all those impelled things, the hypnosis, the conditioning, the programming that we have, you know, it's slowly like opening, like losing its grip on all of us. Yeah, yeah, Gayatri.
Yeah, sorry. Uh, yeah, and just this we I was so entrained to do things with guidance, right? And this whole hype about like, oh, if you do something, make a choice without guidance, that means you're with, you know, the other camp
Hmm.
versus this camp. So that has like really m- m- messed up to a large degree until like, when I'm like totally when I'm in a place where I just have to trust my intuition and do it. So, but still there is like, oh, if I had this, it's just somebody else making the decision for me was so much easier.
Hmm.
And just thinking that it'll be fine, you know.
Hmm.
So now it's like I'm having to take onus and responsibility. So the fear of it comes down to fear of making decision, you
Yeah,
know,
so you know
um,
what? Like, I'll suggest,
without guidance.
huh? Okay, so I'll use those words for you, but also I will suggest, you know, when it comes to a decision like that, you know, you just put your hands in a pose and then you can say, you know, you can just say, you know, I'm afraid to make this decision. I don't know what will happen. Should I say yes? Should I say no? So basically, you can just say your thoughts, you know. And even
Hmm.
if you don't say your thoughts, even, you know, if you are in that place of confusion and you hold the pose, those thoughts are activated for you in any case, right? So, you know, all that.
About the pose, can I take a second here? Every day in the morning before waking up, for 5 minutes, I take the pose. And I'm telling you, it's wonderful. I don't know what, there's nothing I say, but I just take the pose for 5 minutes at least before I wake up. Like, get out of the bed. It's really helping
Wow.
me. I mean, I invite all of you to try it.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
you start
Hmm.
your day, you just do take the pose for some time.
So
I
do you
do that
switch?
too.
Do you swap hands, Nilangi? Do you swap like five
Sometimes
minutes
I
this
do,
way, 5 minutes?
sometimes I don't. Yeah, sometimes
Okay.
I do, sometimes I don't. But it's
So,
just so wonderful.
so just to
It's
add
just
to that,
beautiful.
Okay.
every time I have like, brain fog, I do it and it just immediately dissipates.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
so
it does.
like for anything, basically, I found like today
Yeah.
I was walking and suddenly, you know, my back was hurting and I was going stiff. So I put my hands in the pose, or I didn't even put my hands. I just imagined my hands, you know, around in front of my eyes and all, and then that stiffness vanished. So it's like literally whatever intention or whatever thought you have in your head and the pose, and you will find like a release occurring. Good one. Okay, so is there okay, so what Gayatri said, let's do that. Everything that led
Let
up.
me just refine what I said. Sorry, Nilofer.
Hmm.
Just to refine is even though you know you're making a decision based on the information you have and everything, but it's the doubt that has been impelled that this is what I was trying to say. I kind of digress. Is that if you're not getting guidance from X, then the decision you're making is based on forces influencing your choice. You
Okay.
get what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So put your hands in the pose. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of making decisions without getting guidance happened. And the other thing is if I'm not getting guidance, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the forces are playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Switch your hands.
So the fear of forces.
All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax.
Yeah, like Ritu said, fear of forces, that is also huge.
Okay. So put
Fear of
your hands.
forces, attacks.
Yeah. Fear of forces and attacks, everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax.
I feel like saying, what the fuck? What are we thinking of?
Mm, yep. Yeah. Any other fears?
Hey, I have a big one, like fear of my body not supporting me after, the recent thing. Fear
Oh,
of my body not supporting me with the things I want to do.
okay. So let's do that. I think that's a big one for all of us. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with fear of my body not supporting me to do the things that I want to do happened. Switch your hands. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with fear of my body not supporting me to do the things I want to do. And relax.
Does Ruby have anything? We are just maybe not giving.
No. Okay, so shall I go through the remaining steps quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Put your hands in the pose, all the places in my mind, body, and life where this has been stored are healing now. And this means, all the things that we spoke about. Switch your hands. All the origins of this are healing now. Switch your hands. All the communications and connections related to this are completing now. And just relax for a moment. Okay, put your hands in the pose. I forgive everyone who hurt me related to this and wish them love, happiness, and peace. Switch your hands. I apologize to everyone I hurt related to this and wish them love, happiness, and peace. Switch your hands. I forgive everyone I blamed for this, including God and myself. And relax. Put your hands in the pose. All the parts of me that have been involved in this are healing now. Switch your hands. Whatever is left about this is healing now. So, does anyone have anything which is coming up now around fear or anything else?
No, I think a lot is being processed for me.
Okay, okay. I think for everyone, the same thing. So, let's do the choice statements. So, I choose to have, okay, give me some choice statements quickly. Give me
It's
your,
okay to be insignificant, to be at ease with making choices and not make them significant.
okay.
And
Choose to have
can I
ease.
have?
I choose to have ease with making choices and not make them significant. Yeah, Ritu, go ahead. I choose to,
I choose to have total control over my life.
I choose to have total control over my life. Or the other way around, I choose to have no control over my life. Both.
I think it's more the choices. I choose to have, I choose to have the choice to make the choice. You know what I mean?
Okay, I choose to have the choice to make the choice. And just relax for a moment. And now let's do the integration step. Put your hands in the pose. This healing is integrated now with my grateful thanks. Switch your hands. This healing is integrated now with my grateful thanks. And then put your hands on your ears. This healing is integrated now with my grateful thanks. And relax.
Thank you.